hurts every year.
Miles. Welcome to episode 18 of Ironman prep training. Today's officially 100 days of training. We got the Indianapolis mini marathon tomorrow morning. Let's have a good weekend. Good morning, 4:59 in the morning, Saturday, May 4th. Today is the Indianapolis mini marathon. Going to go pick up a good friend of mine, Robbie, who I ran the race with last year. He's doing it this year with his fiance. Go pick them up. It's gonna be a fun morning. Hyped for them to run this. It's gonna be a hot one today. It's a low already of 61, 62 degrees, and it's gonna get up to the 80s. So hopefully I can run fast to avoid most of the heat, but it is humid as well. We're gonna go grab some coffee, and then we will get this race going.
Shows you how long it really is. (1:35:54) seconds, 6 minutes off a personal best of 1:29. It was about a 7-minute, 18-second per mile pace. I was definitely proud of that one in Indianapolis. It's humid here today. Just a little sneak peek of our city. I absolutely love this city. I love this race. It's fast, it was hot, everyone's hyped up. I am proud of that effort, and that is the last workout for week 4, build phase 3. So with that being said, let's go over this week's numbers. We did 4,425 yards of swimming, which is about 2.5 miles for 1.5 hours. We biked 63.69 miles for 3.5 hours, 1 hour 40 minutes of weightlifting. And we ran for 25.26 miles for about 3 hours 24 minutes, for a total of 10 hours and 5 minutes of training this week. Very solid week. Happy with the first 3 build phases. Next week we are off to the final build phase 4. And then we're gonna enter the peak phases after 1 month in build phase 4. We'll see you Monday morning. Good morning, happy Monday. We are right back at it. Feel pretty much fully recovered from the mini marathon this past Saturday. So we hit the YMCA this morning, 45 minutes of weightlifting, 45 minutes of swimming for 2,175 yards, which what's awesome about Garmin is the stats that they track. That was 1,291 strokes of the arms just going at it. That is an immense amount of movement over a short amount of time, in my opinion, but that's what swimming is. And we are officially on the first week of build phase 4. This was 4 build phases that I did. This is the last build phase this last month, and it will be into 3 peak phases until race month. So weights are going back up, pushing harder. I don't have a race coming up or anything soon, so I am gonna try to up the weights. That's what I did this morning. I hit a PR on stationary chest press
Did about 195 pounds for a few reps, so feel good about that. Thought it'd be fun to actually do a little race recap as well, because I didn't really go over the entire race and how I felt and what I went through to actually get the time that I did. So excuse my short-term memory of what I remember from 2 days ago. I can walk you through just what I went through. So if you've ever done a mini marathon, usually there are corrals, letters of the alphabet A through Z, especially for a large race like the Indy mini marathon, because there's usually 20 to 30,000 people that run this. So they try to respectfully try to put you in a corral with others that are going to be similar times as you. So this year I was in Corral E, and the first wave of the mini marathon, they split it up into waves. They let one wave go, then the second wave. So the first wave is A through E. So that's quite a bit of people packed in to all those first few corrals. As soon as I crossed the start line and my clock time started, Corral E is usually kind of the hour 45, 2 hour pace runners. But when I crossed the start line, there were a ton of walkers. Now the mini marathon does have a 5K that starts before that, and I could see some stragglers that were late to the 5K start that just kind of hopped in with the mini marathon. A lot of people just hop in not in their correct corral, which is a little frustrating, but if you're late, I get it. You want to at least start the race. So that first 2 miles, I was weaving in and out of people. And I remember the first year I did a mini marathon, the Indy Mini, I actually ran about 14 miles because I started in corral like L or M, and I had to weave through so many people just to get going. So for this year, I tried to beat my PR of an hour 29. If you want to run a sub hour and a half mini marathon, you do have to have at least a minimum 6 minute 59 second per mile pace, which is extremely tough the older you get. So I went out with a game plan starting, let's try to start slow, conservative, 7:30 pace, and let's go down every 3 miles. Let's split it into 4 segments. Since that first 2 miles, I was weaving out of people. My pace was hovering around the 8 minutes, down to 7:20, back to the 8s, because I didn't want to misstep and roll my ankle. I wanted to be smart about it, take my time. So I stayed around that 7:30 and started having negative splits throughout the entire race, but I could never quite get below the 7-minute mark. That is a very tough pace to get below and stay consistent with. After about mile 3, it started to open up. I felt like I was in my pace group. I did pass the pacers with the hour 45-minute flag, so I knew I was getting close to the hour and a half markers, but I never quite caught them. I thought I saw them maybe when I got to the speedway. What's cool about the Indy Mini is you do run on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is a massive racetrack. If you've actually never looked into how big of a track that is, it's about a 2-mile loop. So miles 6, 7, and 8 are all done on that track. And I was feeling good when I got to the track, and that's kind of the halfway point because you run to the track and then you run back towards downtown Indianapolis. But it was hot, and I hit every water station, every Gatorade station. I was pouring Gatorade down my back, try and stay cool. I ran through all the sprinklers that were out as well. When I got to about mile 10, I knew I had that last 5K to go. I shifted the gears, started speeding up, and I just tried to leave it all out there, whatever I had. And I knew I was getting close. I was tracking my time. I knew I wasn't going to quite hit the hour and a half mark, but I was like, maybe let's see how close we can actually get. And what's really awesome about the Indy Mini, and I encourage anyone to do it. I'll put a referral link in the bio in the description, so if you want to sign up, you can just click that link. I highly recommend this race because the last mile, that magnificent mile, is just, I mean, all the way to the finish line is lined with people cheering. It's loud, it's chaos. I mean, there's people next to you sprinting. I was sprinting full force past as many people as I could, trying to take their souls, as David Goggins puts it, which that last mile was about a 6 minute, 55 second mile pace. And then that last 0.1 was in the 5 minute mile pace. So I was booking. I felt extremely dizzy. I was exhausted, heat exhaustion. And
what's awesome about the end of this race is when you do finish ahead of the pack, if you finish top 500, you do get another medal, top 500 medal. I've only gotten that twice. This year I was 580, 590 something. I can't remember. I'll put it right here. But what's nice is if you do finish earlier than most, you go to the back, there's chocolate milk, and there's a massage tent. So you can go get a free massage right after the race, stretch you out, help you cool down. It's just perfect. It's awesome. I really do recommend this race for any people that live in Indiana, as well as anyone that's out of state, because to run on the speedway and to see that straightaway that you have to go around the entire track, that you just can't explain it until you try it. Did officially sign up for the 2025 Indianapolis Mini Marathon. So if you do sign up, let me know. If anyone else is gonna run that, definitely let me know. I love to see people. The YMCA, there was a guy that I've never met. He ran it, so it's just fun to talk about everyone else's experience and how their race went. So 2025, I will be going for it. I'm going to try to get a new PR and try to get sub 1.5 hours again.
Ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I see. Well,
22.62 miles on Zwift this morning. We did take another record. We got the green jersey. I realized that Zwift just color coordinates to the course design. It has nothing to do with jersey color in real cycling races. And then we did 3.77 mile run at a 7-minute 57-second per mile pace. This is the first week of build phase 4. Yesterday was 45 minutes swimming, 45 minutes of weights. That stays the same. But today you can tell I am adding more cardio. I'm out of breath. It's still an hour 15-minute cycling session, but instead of a 15-minute run, we have doubled it to half an hour run. So feel good. Off to work. .49 miles, an hour and a half, at an 8-minute 35-second per mile pace. Legs feel heavy today, mentally feel tired, so I had to pull myself through that one. But we got it in, we got it done. Keep stacking those bricks. Good morning. So tired 45 minutes of weights, 45 minutes of swimming for 2,150 yards. I woke up this morning not wanting to do it at all. This first week of build phase 4 is definitely compounding on my body, especially after last weekend's mini marathon and doing a full out effort on that. You know, the only thing that keeps me going is understanding that you set a standard, you need to hold that standard. For me, every month, any training program I'm doing, I'm building brick by brick, and I'm setting a standard for myself. And if I don't hold that standard, you know, mentally I feel a little distraught, and I could probably take a few more rest days and be fine. I hold that standard and I just push through and get it done. I do feel accomplished, and I do start to feel that compound of muscle growth, endurance, and just adaptability to the unknowns of longer workouts and more stress on the body. So remember, if you want to sign up for the mini marathon, the referral link is in my bio. You can sign up right now. It is the cheapest price that it will ever be for the whole year. I think it's still $60, which for a mini marathon like the Indianapolis mini marathon, where you get to run on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, $60, that's a great price. But that is it for episode 18 of Ironman Prep. Tomorrow we got a 2.5 hour bike ride. So I will see you in the next one.